We've had a little bit of a summer, but it's the World Cup, so it starts early. So we're still working on those transfers. But this will introduce you to our summer of transfers. Roll intro. So, the board have set the initial wage budget for the coming season, which has remained the same at 725k, and a transfer budget of 36.26 million, which is what I amassed during taking over to now. So nothing changes on that front for next season. So, this is Fulham's players inducted to the best 11. Let's go through it then. Bettinelli, still there. Brian Lamarchard, centre-back, he wants to play on the left. Mawson, and then Adoy. So let's have a look at this. Brian now plays for Brighton in the Premier League, gone. Mawson now plays for Everton in the Premier League, gone. Adoy now plays for Orlando City, gone. Lamarchard wants out. Seri and Kearney are coming to the end of their careers. They get into the central midfield. Cavallero, who is now at Newcastle, having not took up the option to buy him after his loan spell where he was pretty good. Matt O'Reilly, who left for 17 million, is now wanted by Everton and Nottingham Forest. Who played 40 games, wasn't anything too special, but I know there is a lot thought of Matt O'Reilly. Knockout, who didn't take up his offer, is now at Dynamo Kiev, who had a great season. And then Mitrovic is now at FC Köln after 22 goals. They then sell him for just £12 million. Crazy. 3 players added. One was Curtis Jones. Fabrico Ream, so Romeo joins, Carlon Grant and Curtis Jones. I am shocked. I'm shocked. Those 3 for me have done nothing. Romeo probably the best of the 3. Anyway, end of season's award, fans player of the season, Marlon Romeo. It was tight, he got it from Taylor Moore. I'd say Taylor Moore was probably a little bit better, but that's the fans' choice. Goal of the season, Jean-Michel Seri. That was against Blackburn on the 19th of March. We weren't here, I don't believe. Yes, we were, actually, we were. Let's have a look at this. So this is Seri's goal. We were here. This is where we won 2-0. This is the goal. So it's Tupta. Plays it in Kearney, and then Kearney knocks it back, and Seri just turns, and it's a nice goal. That is the goal that Seri scored to get the goal of the season. Young player of the season, Taylor Moore. And let's have a look at the team of the season. Bettinelli in goal, Romeo, Moore, Nicolau and Lamarchard. Lamarchard leaves. Johansson and Seri in the middle. Halilovic on the right, Jones on the left. They're still part of the squad. Kearney supporting, and Grant up top. Grant's leaving, Kearney's leaving, Johansson, Seri, Lamarchard leaving. Season review. Disappointing finish to the campaign. Yeah, probably. One to forget, Brentford, the 6-1 mauling. One to remember was one when we weren't here. Fulham's 3-0 winning over Hull. We were out in the 4th round of the FA Cup, out in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup, and Sky Bet Championship. We finished 12th. Club Vision and Expectations meeting. So this is what they're asking for next season. So develop players using the club's youth system, happy to do that. Play possession football, happy to do that. Play attacking football, happy to do that. Do not sign players over the age of 30, preferred. I'm not really going to go out and look for a 30-year-old, but if we get offered somebody that's got a couple of years and he'll get his promotion, I'm not going to turn that down. Work within the wage budget, we can sort of. Sign players for profit, we'll see. It depends who the player is. I'm not just going to sell somebody because I can make a profit if he's a great player. Minimum 2-year contracts. First team players, That's fine. We're going to sign quality. I want him for longer than that. End of next season, Championship top half. But the season after, they want to be established Premier League team. Doesn't quite work like that. But we will see. Let's have a look at negotiating this, because I do want to take this off, if possible. What season we in? End of next season. Minimum expectations to be negotiated later. Well, that's the minimum they want. They're going to change. They obviously want promotion, so that wouldn't be in there. Let's suggest that. Come on, take me that off. Why persist? One more. It's not. We're going to have to accept it. We pushed it as far as we can. That's what we'll be doing. I mean, it's not imperative. You know, I'm not really that fussed, but it'd just be nice that they won't be upset if I signed a 32-year-old that could get us promotion. Anyway, on to the end of season meeting. Season finished now. It's time to focus on what we can achieve going forward. I think we're automatic promotion. I don't want to put too much pressure on, but that is what I want. I think we should be aiming towards the playoffs. I'm not being unrealistic. No, I'm not. Ow. It's not unrealistic. Let's have a look. For a mid-table position, all I'm asking you to do is improve to there, and you think it's unrealistic. I've got 36 million to spend. Come on. Interest. Who's our best players? Bettinelli and Seri. Right, okay. You're paying 60-odd thousand. So in other news, due to future technological advances, the club's facilities no longer rank where they once did in the footballing world. The training facilities have been affected by these advancements. These imaginary advancements that the football world has come up with, we now have to spend money on imagining that we have them. The strangest thing I have ever seen. I do want to improve. We are not currently. Right, okay, well done. Hello and welcome to episode 3, Club 3 of Non-League to Glory. I'm Adam, and on today's episode we will go through the transfers and have our first game of the season against Cardiff away from home. So first, let's get down to those transfers, and this is it. We had started the process of getting players out. We will go through that in a minute, but let's go through the players that we've brought in. I'd already introduced you to a couple of those, but let's have a look through, and this is Francesco Cavallo. He's an 18-year-old right midfielder, also can play on the right wing. He's currently on loan at Leyton Orient. 2-star current ability. I believe he's a 4.5-star potential ability. We signed him for 180,000 from Ryzen. Scouts picked him up. Seemed a decent prospect. He goes in there. We're only paying him £3,800 a week. And he also has the option of 3 years extended on his contract, so potentially we could have this guy for 8 years. We've also signed Joseph Abubakar, youth player, signed from Arsenal, 1.3 million, I believe. Let's have a look at that. Sorry, from Manchester United for 1.3 million, 1.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. His stats look pretty impressive already. He has scored 1 goal in the under-18s. And he looks like a valuable prospect going in. Also, Chris Nisbet, also a striker, cost a fair bit, 3 million, signed from Manchester City. 1.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability. Doesn't look as good as Abubakar, but does, my scouts tell me his potential could be better. So this guy joins us straight into the under-18s, and he will get some experience there. The first of many signings after that you haven't seen are Andrea Favale, a 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He is a target man, can also play as the pressing forward, advanced forward, and also a deep lying forward, plus many other positions. He signed to us for £700,000 from Genoa. Genoa paid 2 seasons ago £6 million for this guy. He was previously with Juventus and Ascoli. He has scored goals, maybe not at the rate you'd like. But 5 goals in 16 games last time he played. He missed the 21-22 season, but joins us now and looks pretty decent. We also added Arkadiusz Rejka, Polish 27-year-old, can play as the wing-back in both the wing-back and defensive right positions. 2.5-star current ability, 2.5-star potential. He isn't getting any better, but he's good enough to slot into the problem where we had before. And you will see that he's probably as good as what we had before, and you probably notice we have better, and I'm quite impressed with what we have, but we'll get on to that in a second. The next signing was Danny Welbeck. He's 31-year-old, he gives us some experience, he can play up top, he can also play on the left. He's more comfortable on the left, but we can try him up top if we want to. He isn't going to get any better. I do like the name. He's got 42 caps for England and 16 goals. He may not be the player he once was, but he was a free transfer from Watford, has been playing in the Premiership, bags and bags of experience. This guy once cost 16 million when he transferred to Arsenal from Manchester United, and I think he can do some good work. He's a fringe player, 22k a week, he's not bad at all. Then we signed Filippo Scarbe, 24-year-old, Italian central defender, likes to play as either a no-nonsense centre-back or a central defender, can also play that ball-playing defender that we try to put. He's 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, was a snip at £2 million. He was at Millwall last season playing 15 games. We've signed him from Bournemouth. Bournemouth paid £3.2 million for him. He's a former Inter Milan youth player. We then signed this guy from Juventus, £6.25 million. Luca Pellegrini. This guy looks amazing. He can play that complete wing back, which is what I'm looking for. His stats look very impressive. 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, with 6.25 million after 3 unsuccessful loan spells. Juventus originally paid 19.5 million and is a former Roma youth player. This guy has been playing Serie A football for the past 4 seasons. 5 seasons, missed one, so 4. We're paying him just £36.5 per week. He's going to be first choice. He is recovering from a broken leg. We don't want to rush that back because I don't want another broken leg. He's now valued at 11.5 million. He is a decent player for most Premier League sides. I do think there is a little tiny bit of potential, but regardless, he's better than Le Marchand, who wants to go back to France but rejected a move back to France, and Arkadiusz Rejka, who is as good as Le Marchand and will take over. When you consider we're paying Le Marchand 21.5 grand, Pellegrini is a snip. Great signing. Then this is a regen that we signed, 2.5-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. He's 18 years old. He is back up for my first team players. We're only paying him 3,900 per week. He joins from Buduknost, Puerto Rico, but he was released. He's been playing 47 games. He's 18 years old. He's got a little bit of improvement in him, but it was an easy choice. 4 caps for Montenegro. Not going to be first choice, but you never know. Claudio Gomez. This guy was on the loan market. He's from Manchester City. 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. Really good at playing either defensive or central midfield role. He's only 21. We're paying 22,000 of his loan. He was with Swansea last season, bags of experience at the Championship, League 2 the year before that. He's also been at PSV, and he came through Paris and Manchester City, so he is a decent acquisition. Then we signed Ben Woodburn on loan. Play on the left, can also play up top, can also play in behind. 3-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, only 22 years old. We're paying 27,500 of his wages. It was Angers last season, Frankfurt before that, and Oxford before that, and Sheffield United. Bags of experience, should do well at this level. We then paid a loan fee to get this guy in, Willem Goebbels, 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. This is the guy I've got to give me the goals this season, something we lacked last season. Valued at 15.25 million. We're paying his 8k wages to FC Porto, and we're also paying, I think it's 110? No, 150,000 per month of his loan deal. He was with Monaco. Porto paid just £205,000. I don't know how they got away with that. That was daylight robbery. Was at Guingamp last season, 29 games, 11 goals, and comes to us this season. We also added Oriol Busquets, 23-year-old Spanish defensive midfielder, only on 14.25k per week, 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability. Was a free we paid 2 million. Barcelona player, was in La Liga last season, has La Liga 2 experience, Eredivisie Dutch league experience, bags of it for his age, and he comes in towards the reason he came in. Some of these transfers, if we look at Pellegrini and Busquets, transfer listed. That's all we've done. Pick them up. Ryan Cherke, on loan from Manchester City, plays on the left, can also play in the centre, can also play attacking midfielder, 4-star current ability, 5-star potential ability. This guy is a wonder kid, valued at 12.75 million. We're paying the 26k of his wages. He was with Brentford last season, playing 17 games, scoring 1 goal. He was at Portsmouth on loan the season before that. Manchester City had purchased him from Lyon. He looks decent for this level. Harvey Elliott has been brought back to Fulham after 4 seasons away. He was on loan at QPR last season in this division. 9 goals, 13 assists. He's on loan from Liverpool. Valued at 13 million. We're paying the 22.5k of his weekly wage. He's 3.5-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, plays on the right. We then added a defensive midfielder, central midfielder in Martin Calderon, who's a 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, 22 grand a week, fringe player, is a very good acquisition. He joins from Real Madrid. He's been playing for the Castilla team in La Liga 2. He also has experience in the division below. He should do us proud. And then finally, we've added Juan Carlos Del Frio, an 18-year-old Argentinian goalkeeper who cost a fair bit for his age. 4.5 million. Joins from Estudiante. 2-star current ability, 5-star potential ability, and he's a potential to be a Premier League goalkeeper in the future, and he's already operating at a championship level. In terms of outs, there has been a lot of activity. A lot of it you've already seen. So we've already seen that Bolanos, Haviland, Kearney, Hector, Johansson have gone. We have let Chung Ka-chun on loan to Carlisle. Damien Lass has gone to Cheltenham. We've let Francesco Cavallo, who you have already met, go to Leyton Orient. Bettinelli spat the dummy out, went for 7 million. Jay Williams has gone to Fylde on loan. Colin Hurley's gone to Harrogate on loan. Peter Turner's gone to Solihull on loan. Curtis Jones, I decided to keep him. He decided he didn't want to be here. He was upset that we didn't accept a bid, and he's ended up at Charlton on 16 grand a week. I honestly decided that we were going to keep him and add to the team. I'd had enough by that point. He'd gone. Mick Unger, the right back, has gone on loan to Wrexham. Luca Murphy will let go on a free transfer. He joins Barnsley's under-23 team. Sam Middleton's joined Wigan. Jean-Michel Seri's joined Celta Vigo. Niskans Cabano has gone to Standard Liège. We knew about some of these. Lubomir Tupta, Carl and Grant we already knew about. And Aidan Fitzpatrick's gone to Coventry. So all in all, most of the signings we'd already planned to go out. And most of the signings in, we're still working on. Because if you notice, it's the 16th of July. This is the first day of the brand new season. And so we're working on those. Let's have a look at the transfer centre ins, and this is what I'm working on. Tim Schreiber is a keeper. I am 50-50 whether we're going to complete after signing the other guy, but the plan might be, because this guy's only going to cost 450 grand, he is wanting £6,000 a week. Let's have a quick look at him. Rated only at 65, does have the potential, but that would mean we can let not just George Wiggins go out on loan. Freddie Butters out on loan, but the new guy we've signed in from Argentina to go on loan to improve those, and Schreiber will become the backup. We're also working on this one, which I thought was going to go through, but I now have my doubts it will go through, simply because if we look, Watford and Werder Bremen have come in for him. We are offering more money, but I think they've accepted those bids, and although our contract's been in for a while, I don't see it going through. So Diego Dallo will not be joining. We had scouted, I'm not sure why that's disappeared now. But he was at Udinese last season, Norwich the season before that, hasn't really had the chance. I don't think we're going to get him. Chalabar is another one, central defender we're trying to get in on loan just to bolster those ranks up. We'll be paying the bulk of the £24,500 a week. He was at Sheffield Wednesday last season. In fact, he spent the last 4 seasons in the Championship with Ipswich, Huddersfield, Blackburn and then Sheffield Wednesday before returning to Chelsea. The other guy we're looking at is Alejandro Pozzo. I don't know why all my scout reports have gone. Anyway, this guy's a right winger. He was transfer listed. What was transfer listed? 1.8 million. We put the contract in, and looks like Dallo, lots of other clubs have come in, including Osasuna, Leganes, Levante, Lille and Alaves, and I have a feeling he's not going to sign for us, but we shall see. The other guy is Lewis Cook. Now, Lewis Cook has been at Bournemouth in the Premier League for the past, 7 seasons. Championship with Leeds before that. Cost him 7.5 million. I'm waiting for my scout report to come back. We have offered him a contract, and I've offered him based on the fact that he was a really good player on the last game, and that's not the way to run. But if we've got the offer in and has accepted it, and then we get the scouting report, we'll see. But he could be a handy player in this division. On the way out, let's just close that one up. Mastella on loan, 12 offers for him to go on loan. Ben Tricker on loan. Maxime Lamarchard, after rejecting one, is expected to join either Ajaccio or Lorient. And Francis Markande, they're looking to go out on loan. Halilovic has rejected a move, having wanted to go out. He's now having a contract talks with Torino. He rejected Nottingham Forest. That's it. There's a contract offer from Charlton for Anoma. So I don't know why Anoma's going to Charlton. They've already got what's the guy called? Curtis Jones. Terry Ablad is going out on loan. Chris Ramos, we have 2 offers for him, do we? Yeah, they wanted a loan. I don't want him loan. I want him sold, gone. He's not good enough. So that's that. And what does that do to the finances? Well, you can already see I've got a lot of my transfer budget remaining. So the work that we've done is fairly good. I've got almost 200 grand still spare in my wage budget, so we can still work on more players to come through. If we look at the finances, 35.7 million in the bank. We have a wage budget of 802,000. We're only spending 619,000. I don't think some of those deals are going to come off. So that 791 is actually going to look better than that. We've still got 19.2 million in the bank. The worrying thing is, despite the work we've done and the amount we're saving, they're still expecting us to be £12 million in debt by the end of the season, and even more worrying, in 2 seasons' time to be 101 million. It is do or die. It's promotion this season, and that's what we have to aim for. In the club vision, they are disappointed I'm not playing attacking football. We're playing positive football. I'm not going to lose my job to play attacking football. So until I am confident we won't be going that way, unfortunately, whether we lose our job or not, that's it, because we will lose a job if we go out all attacking. Satisfied with possession football, very pleased with not signing players over the age of 30, and we're working within the wage budget. We've also improving the youth facilities. You'll have seen earlier that it predicted augmented training or something like that, future training plan. So we're trying to build that back up. So today we now moved. Is there anything else I've got to show you? We've already introduced about the youth centre. We've already had an introduction, small introduction to Fulham. that is basically it. We are into the first game, so let's get on with this game against Cardiff. And the team we're going to put out on the first day of the season against Cardiff is lacking Marius Nicolau, who's on international duty, Luca Pellegrini, who is recovering from that broken leg, which means Traore and Jaden Harris miss out on a first team selection. We have also added late because this is the year of the World Cup, which is why we're starting early, by the way. And so we're starting on the 16th of July, and I've still got to get match fitness into Calderon. The only other player that could replace him, Busquets, is looking for match fitness. Del Frio is looking for match fitness. Goebbels is getting there. Rekker's getting there. And Garbe is getting there. But this is the team we put out. Ashby Hammond takes over in goal. Romeo on the right. Garby in the centre. Moore in the centre. Rekker on the left. Calderon in the deep lying role. Zambo and Guisa as the box-to-box midfielder. We've got Gomez playing the Mazzala. Cherki on the left. Elliott on the right. And Goebbels up front. Let's give them all their shirt numbers. That's needed. And let's get into this game. And we're away. Let's avenge what happened last season. Why not? New team, new players. They are still blending, but we should be able to get a result here against Cardiff. This shouldn't be a team we're afraid of. We should be playing a lot better than the last 10 games of the season, where we did a lot of work to try and get some players out and paving the way for the new players to arrive. But it's Etheridge in our first highlight. Holland now. Cunningham, Morrison, Rolls, Holland. Tackle there by Romeo, but it's found Eze. And another tackle there, but it looked like a foul more than anything. Play continues. Eze. Cunningham now. Cunningham's going to get the cross in. Short to Holland, who gets it, and Glatzel scores. And we are 1-0 down on the first game of the season, and hope has dissipated. I was very confident coming into the season, even though we've still got deals to do. And on the first highlight, they've scored. It's 1-0 Cardiff. And that is a big sucker punch. Can we get back into it? Rekker, Goebbels, Rekker again. Rekker allowed to go with the ball. He crosses, but to nobody. And Cunningham easily gets that away, and that allows Cardiff to break. And Guisa gets the ball back, remaining from last season, runs with the ball, crosses, but that's to nowhere as well. Gomez, Moore, Gomez, Calderon already on a yellow card, Moore on a yellow card too. Cherki, Goebbels lays it back to Cherki. Rekker now. Rekker's going to go through, does get the pass. Goebbels can't do anything, and out of the pinball, Arkadiusz Rekker scores his first goal. Cherki gets the assist, but this was going everywhere. If we look, Goebbels there to Cherki to Rek. Rek runs and gets the cross in to Goebbels, but he barricades off two players, first from Goebbels, then from Cherki, and Rekker gets his first goal, standing in for Pellegrini, and we are 1-1. We don't need to see this again. Come on, let's get into this game. Let's get another goal. It's already shown promise, so if we can get some early results before the team blends really well. Romeo now crosses the ball in. There's nobody there, but it does fall to Gomez. Gomez now lays it back to Calderon, but it's short. Gomez does recover it and gets it to Anguissa, who gets it to Elliott. Elliott to Cherki. Cherki shoots, but again it barricades off a player. Rekker does the same, and now it's Moore. Moore brings it in field, over the top. There's nobody there again. Cunningham picks up the loose ball now, but they've got it back. It was laid off to Goebbels, and he just put it wide. That could have been a debut goal. This has looked quite promising, although the opportunity to take shots at the players' defenders is an obvious one that keeps happening. It's half time now. If we if we continue to work hard, we will win this game. So let's get the second half underway. And we're not doing too badly at the moment. We should be doing better though. We are going to make changes soon. It's amazing how my goals come from a player who wasn't expected to start, but we are going to take Calderon off for Busquets. We are also, Harvey Elliott is going to come off for Carvalho, and we are going to bring Woodburn on as well. That's the changes we're going to make. I can't really make too much more changes than that, but Carvalho, who we didn't see last season but was out on loan, has come in. Let's encourage him for this last 20 minutes as we try to get a result away at Cardiff. Woodburn, Carvalho and Busquets are on. It's Calderon, Elliott and Cherky that's gone off. Not really a highlight now. Carvalho takes it. Not going anywhere near. Decent effort, but it didn't look ever like it was going to trouble the keeper. We have had a decent performance without racking up goals, and so I can't complain. I'm just a little disappointed though. I don't want to tell him that though. Let's get some confidence into him. Yeah, let's go with that. So that is the first day of the season complete. We've had the transfers. The next episode, should I say, will be a couple of games on that. We'll also go through the other transfers. Let's have a quick look down. We've got a schedule. So what we're going to probably do now is we're going to get through all of July, which sounds very strange to say. So we're going to play those games against Preston, Brentford, Wickham and Middlesbrough. Are we going to get... Do we want to come back early August? I think we're going to come back for this Blackburn game. So we're going to get most of July out of the way, the first 2 games of August, and come back for that Blackburn and Birmingham game. We're going to introduce you to new signings if there is any. We're also going to show you who's gone out, and we're also going to see probably if we've progressed in the FL Cup. That's all for this episode. I'm Adam, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
We are heroes tonight. We